Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Let me see how this one works. All right, very simple. All right, so my plan for today is to tell you a little bit about what we are doing at Chain Opera AI. We also have a booth back there, so if you wanted to know more, you are welcome to talk to our team there. So what is our goal? Our goal is, broadly speaking, the same as Web3 AI, creating a collaborative AI economy for everyone to participate and get rewarded. And maybe let me tell you a little bit what we mean by everyone here. Right, so if you think about the AI ecosystem, there are two sides of this ecosystem. One side is resource providers. Maybe in the morning sessions, there were a lot of talks on the deep-in projects. For example, GPU providers, think about communities, Render, Akash, AIxWeb3, the name that showed up. There is going to be data owners, maybe projects like Sahara AI, model builders, Sentient. And then on the right side, you have the AI developers and users. Those are the ones who are building applications, using and interacting with the AI. So I call them maybe the demand side of the AI ecosystem, right? So the goal is for these maybe 5 players in the ecosystem to participate, build the AI together, and get rewarded for their contributions to the AI project. Why? I think this audience doesn't need to know why. I mean, we are all passionate about decentralized AI, but I think our belief is that through decentralized AI, you are going to make it affordable because there is a lot of community resources, higher quality because people contribute, their true interactions, their private data, empowering monetization, ownership for people to have a stake in the future of AI that is being built, encouraging innovation, and democratizing, not belonging to certain companies, just running AI. So we all know that. And in fact, while Chain Opera is a new startup, we started working on this 4 years ago, back when decentralized AI wasn't as hot as today. So we started by releasing, many of you may know, FedML library for federated machine learning. We released that in 2020, and by 2022, we made it the most popular open source library. Still is the most popular one on federated machine learning, surpassing Google's TensorFlow federated, and used by thousands of developers, companies worldwide for doing decentralized machine learning. And in 22, we started, building the Web2 company, TensorOpera, which is bringing this to the enterprise platform. And we realized to do real collaborative AI, right, there are significant technology bottlenecks, right? And the bottleneck is really connecting the right side to the left. And historically, actually, you witness it maybe 2 years after that today, that many Web3 AI projects, they start from the left, maybe building a lot of GPU resources, a lot of data contributors, but they cannot attract the demand from the AI community, right? And the reason for it is there is a technology gap for those to be used at the level that we see the centralized cloud, centralized data structures being used. So what is this gap? To look at this gap, maybe you can look at the Web2 Gen AI ecosystem that is creating $1 trillion AI app economy, right? So on that side, of course, you have the resource providers, right? They're going to be here, they're providing resources. And then there is going to be the users, which are building a variety of applications, right? The startups who are building the applications. In between them, there are 2 layers that have been formed in the past 2 years. One layer is the Gen AI app platform, or the Gen AI platform. For example, AWS has built Bedrock, Azure has Azure AI, Google has Vertex AI. That's the platform that essentially you can do model training, model serving, and provide that on the cloud. And the second layer is the AI app layer, or the new version is AI operating system layer on the phone that Apple is introducing, Huawei, etc. And the goal of that is to streamline app creation. For example, if you are an app builder, you can only get the model APIs, app APIs, or maybe training APIs that you would get from Anthropic, you would get from OpenAI, and with those, you create fascinating AI applications and providing it to the users. So if we want to connect the demand to the supply and make a collaborative AI, right, we need to do 3 things. We need to create those 3 layers to connect them, right? Of course, we would need a protocol that assesses the contribution of model trainers, data providers, doing the inference, and proving them, bringing on the chain, rewarding them. You need a similar app layer and operating system layer for the app builders to actually use this technology, create applications that let the users contribute their data towards building better applications. And you need a federated AI platform that can actually do the machine learning on decentralized resources, right? Similar to Bedrock running on AWS cloud, we need an equivalent of that on running decentralized resources. And that's exactly our goal in Chain Opera AI, providing the 3 layers that you can connect supply and demand and create a collaborative AI economy that can work and create future AIs in a decentralized manner. So let me spend a little bit more time maybe zooming into these 3 layers and tell you what is our innovation there, how do we do that. As I mentioned, at the first layer top, you would need to have a protocol. That protocol should be able to empower app builders, users to bring their data, provide that, stake those data, contributing it to building models. You need to be able to prove that the model is being trained, the data being contributed, integrated with the blockchain system, and provide interface for the 4 providers to join. For example, you can join as a GPU node, as a storage node with the data, or as a model builder to join the ecosystem. Right, so this protocol is very complicated because there are many roles that you can play in the training, and you have to account for all of that. So you want to read more, for example, an example of running this for distributed or decentralized model training. That's one of the works that talks about one aspect of this algorithm. For example, if you want to do distributed model training, you need to have a mechanism to assess how much each person's data has contributed to training a model. That's a very nice game theoretic problem that we can assess the contribution. And then you need to prove that. For example, using zero knowledge prove how much each person contributed, whether a person did the training, and we have built the libraries for doing the training proof as well as the inference proof. All right, let's move on. On the second layer, right, as I mentioned, now you need to have a decentralized AI app and operating system layer that actually, as a model builder, you can start building applications, right, and putting it on the protocol. So how would that look like? If you want to enable such a decentralized AI operating system, right, at the high level, you need to have 3 components, right? The first one is interaction between the app and the chain, what we call a collaborative AI protocol that is created for the app to have an APIs for interacting with the chain. The second, usability by the users, right? So for example, AI keyboard that everybody can integrate within their usage, contribute their data, get rewarded, but it doesn't need to be just text. For example, uploading images, so on and so forth, to get rewarded for training the model that they are using. And the third, this is an ecosystem for everybody else to use and build their own applications, not just one application. So the third layer would be the Chain Opera intelligence layer, that you would get all these APIs as an app builder and integrate it with your own apps. For example, in your own app, you want to let people use the interaction with the AI to get rewarded, just an API to call that and use it in the app. So how would it look like? So with this layer, you can have community-driven AI apps that are being built. For example, these are some representative applications that we are releasing soon. Using this application, it is very easy as an app builder that maybe you enable contributions in the app, interaction with the AI, to be used for improving the app, but in a privacy-preserving manner, and you would get rewarded, right? So just API integration to bring AI community or AI users of your app to contribute and build better applications. All right. So let's go to the third layer. Now you have the protocol. You can let people build the applications. You need to run these applications, right? You need to connect them now to the infrastructure, and you need to run it on decentralized data, decentralized compute, and that's where the federated AI platform of our company comes to play. So what can you do with that? With this platform layer, you can do decentralized model serving at a scale. For example, we have our technology, a scale LLM, that does a scalable model serving on decentralized cloud. And here you can see the comparison with credible Web2 companies who do on centralized cloud. For example, Together AI Fireworks is matching the same throughput, but you see also the power of decentralization. As you scale the throughput and concurrency, it is much easier to scale model serving on decentralized cloud. So you can do model serving for your applications and connect them to the GPU. You can also do model training, right? Model training is much more complex, and that's the one that we have released the library for decentralized model training. And through that, a few months ago, we released our model, TensorOpera Fox 1, which is trained from scratch. And at the time that we released it, it's in the category of a small language model, 1 to 3 billion parameter model. And not only you can do it, shows the feasibility, but you also improve over other credible small language models built by Alibaba, built by Google, Gemma 2 billion parameter, and Apple has OpenELM. Right? So it shows, well, maybe not for 100 billion parameter models, but a small language model, which in fact fits the narrative of doing on personalized devices, right, on a decentralized cloud. So you can do that, and in fact, it is being used today. For example, we have Qualcomm cloud GPUs, decentralized, that are partnering with us, and we are shipping the compute to their cloud. We also have Deepin projects, Aether, that we have used for decentralized training, as well as Render and Theta for decentralized inference. All right, so let me put everything together. Hopefully, explain a bit of what is our mission for Chain Opera, to be really driven by bringing app builders and app users to the Web3 AI ecosystem, creating a credible demand for decentralized resources through providing the layers that I discussed with you. And I think the way that we view it is that this is a very large community, right? There are credible companies building around creating communities on each of these 5 roles, and we want to be the layer connecting the two sides. And we look forward to collaborating with many of the projects here or other places. Thank you.